journey of the self-discovery. You may not know the Buddha was stoned, beaten, even after enlightenment. Why I'm saying so? Don't think that when you reach to that state, this world will say, "Oh, look at the Sam is enlightened now." We will not possible. This world outside will remain as it is. You have changed. You have reached to that state. Huh? Looking at my beard when I go outside, people may interpret different meaning. And I'm not naming those people. Uh, so what happened to Buddha was staying in a village, and a guy came, looked at him, and he spitted on him. And his cousin Ananda was there, and he stood up, wanted to catch hold of that person, and Buddha said, "Leave it. He spitted on me, not on you." Next day, the same guy came and he prostrated, touched the feet, asking forgiveness. And here the magic happens with these awakened great masters. So Buddha said, "Come down, sit. Now tell me whom I should forgive. The one who is seeking the forgiveness from me today, you have not done anything. And the one who spitted on me, that event is the past. Whom should I forgive? You have already changed." Did you understand? You have already changed. So now come to the mental state of the Buddha. If we examine and analyze that, what happened to this Buddha's mind? Is he crazy? No, we are crazy. So that is the principle we are going to talk about. The shape to whom he inserted the shape, the name, which is known as the Buddha, and the shape of the Buddha. Body is constantly changing. Look from the other point of view. Yesterday, on him, today his body has changed. So from both the sides, look at the subtle level of awareness. Can I live into that level of awareness? Nobody dares to insult us. No, the world will continue to do the same thing, but you don't feel insulted. Do you understand that? That subtle nature of transformation takes place by meditation. So, we will discuss about that principle. We will discuss about that principle that nobody dares to insult us, abuse us. Why? They will abuse mostly the name or the form. They will, no, that is all. So, this is what one of the unique principles the Eastern wisdom talks. So, we have to evolve our mind internally, not to identify all the time with the body, with the name. You see that what happens. Oh, Bill Gates is crazy, but there may be many people whose name is Bill Gates. Which one? Which one? Maybe we may find many names above, So last time we understood that you have to contemplate daily knowledge. Knowledge not of the physics, knowledge not of the physiological changes that is taking place in the brain, knowledge of the real self. That knowledge of the real self leads to the humility. The humility results in qualification, the inner qualification. Huh? Now compare the story of the Buddha. The inner qualification. And the inner qualification gives us the inner wealth of dispassion, of instant awareness, of cheerfulness and calmness that is devoid of attachment. And the inner wealth gives us the righteous life, and the righteous life helps us to discover the real self. That is the goal of the journey of Eastern wisdom, whether you say it is meditation or mindfulness. Opposite of this. I covered that. Opposite of, briefly, I'm touching. You all remember, but still I'm repeating. Sometime I know that. So, alasasya kutu vidya. So now opposite of that, if I'm lazy, then I'm a non-seeker. Lazy, non-seeker. Kutu vidya, then absence of this knowledge. Non-seeker, I'm not qualified, no humility, no readiness, no permanent happiness. Finished. So what is the goal? What should we do? Satasangate nisasangatvam. And then the third verse that I covered from another text, it says satasang, the knowledge and the company of the truth by listening and learning the principle. You are constantly learning. Oh, I'm not the body. Oh, someone inserted. So whom he inserted? Oh, this body. But he also has a body. Both the body inside is the same matter. Thank you very much. Go ahead. But gradually, it comes gradually. It does not happen in a day. So knowledge of the company of the truth by listening and learning, contemplating and practice results into detachment, dispassion. And when we continue to live in the state of dispassion, it results into delusion. Am I right? It results into removing the delusion. And it does not result into delusion, removal of delusion. So no wrong notion. Now I don't have a wrong notion that I am the body. This is, I have a patent right of my name that I filed in US Patent Office. Take the word lightly. So what happens? No delusion, it comes the steadiness. And from the natural state of the steadiness of the mind, that mind has to awaken to the real self. There is no doubt about it. We are talking about knowledge, dispassion, delusion, and emotional freedom. We are covering those topics. And individual existence, individual consciousness, and what is supreme consciousness. And how to remove the sorrow and the suffering. Let us examine, who am I? Let us examine, who am I? I am an individual. That is what we say. Don't say anything to me. You see that? So that is what we say, human being. So first understanding, the human being means the human plus being. And the human is the outer frame with the body, shape, size, weight, name, age. And the being is one common factor, is pure consciousness, never changing reality. Human is outer part, personality. You can say body, mind, attitude, behavior, weight, name. And the being is a common factor. I believe you got it. Let us understand in a different way. When I say that I am stressed, what it means. Analyze it. We take it for granted. No, I have a lot of stress. I'm living lonely. Who is not living lonely? Tell me. But anyhow, I am stressed. What it means. Who is stressed? Examine. When you say I am stressed, then who is stressed? Body, breath, mind, intellect, name, form. Who is stressed? We need to contemplate. Or the being, that consciousness is stressed. Consciousness cannot be stressed. When I say I am stressed, I am aware. Consciousness is there behind. And in the front, my mind says I am stressed. So consciousness remains as it is. Nothing happens to the consciousness. Are you clear? Now you all are seekers, so it's not a big deal. So when I say I am stressed, then I examine that his body is stressed, breath is stressed, mind is stressed, intellect is stressed, my name is stressed, my form is stressed. If I say body has a stress, it means I'm the body, but I'm not the body. It's very clear, I'm not the body. Then who is stressed? That is the first one. Who is stressed? Body, breath, mind, intellect, behavior, attitude. This is what the mask and the personality is. One I am. Second I am is the being. I am pure consciousness. And the third being comes from nowhere. You know what is that third being? It is ego. Can you find ego inside the body? Can you find the ego? So we are three in one entity. Now ask, who is stressed? Did you get it? We are three in one entity. One is being, pure consciousness, that cannot be stressed. But when I say, when I am stressed, is it body, breath? Oh, body is stressed. So, but body is not me. Third is I am. So we are in three in one entity. Clear? So now question comes, are we some of the body, breath, mind, thought, some cherished desires, some emotional dependence, which we call personality? Is this personality I am? Or are we ego created from nowhere? We will understand from where the ego is created. And the third is, are we simply the being or the pure consciousness? Let us examine. Let us examine. This master gives a beautiful understanding to us. So he first says, first you understand that there are only two things in the world. One is known as idam, other is known as ahem. Idam means the matter, the material world. Ahem is known as the pure consciousness. Now tell me, can the matter and the consciousness ever meet? They can never meet. Matter remains an independent entity. Consciousness remains an independent entity. Here is a remote matter. I touched it, I feel it, but does this matter also feels my fingers? If it feels, then it is consciousness. But it cannot happen. You do whatever we want to do. Science may start talking about gray matter. Consciousness is the seat of the brain. Let them continue talking. They will not arrive at any conclusion. They have three main dilemma, conflict. whether the brain is the seat of consciousness or it is the consciousness that produces the brain. So they have a lot of, I'm not going there. So first thing to understand, what? Matter and the consciousness cannot meet. They appears to meet, but they don't really meet. So when they appears to meet, ego is created. Who says, I am the body? How dare you say anything to me? Huh? You inserted me. Whom you inserted? Did you understand that point? You inserted me. No, you inserted on the shape of the body. The matter cannot be inserted. Forget about it. Name cannot be inserted. Can matter be ever inserted? Think. The master is not saying believe it. We agree with reasoning, we agree with the fact, we agree with all the observation done by the sense organ mind. So observation tells me that can body, the matter, can I insert this remote? You crazy remote. And this body is not more than this remote. You see, you get a sense of smile on the face. Yes, it appears true. Even listening to this changes our mindset. Then we say, I'm crushed by you. Why? Because I had a crush on you. Oh, I had a crush on you. I had a crush on your body, or I had a crush on you. Because I had a crush on your body, that's why I'm crushed. I'm not happy. You can analyze each and every statement made by the ego in ignorance. This is what the delusion is. And I've already explained, delusion comes from the attachment and then it causes the sorrow. Now I'm giving another definition of sorrow. Keep it in your head all the time, whenever you have anxiety, duality, conflict, problem, pain, suffering. Recall these two statements. Experience of false hollowness in I is sorrow. Experience of imagined fullness in the body and the mind is sorrow. That ego exists in paper, in thought, no hollowness at all. Experience of false hollowness is sorrow. Why I feel false hollowness in I? Why I feel it? You have 5 members in a family. 4 members have gone. You are living so-called alone in the family. Now you feel lonely. Why? Did you get the answer? False hollowness in I. That I was attached. Did you get it? That I was attached. Don't you feel a kind, everything seems to be empty. All the members of my family have gone from the house. House is still the same. House is still the same. Color of the walls are still the same. You have the same TV. You have same everything. Experience of false hollowness in I, that is ego, is sorrow. and experience of imagined fullness. Imagined, I imagine. What is that imagination? Oh, I'm feeling, I feel my mom has left me. She always loved me. But today she rejected you. Why don't you come to the terms? Why don't you realize the fact? Can your mom still feed you? Why don't you think in the right way? My master used to say, I'm not saying. Come on. Experience of imagined fullness. Well, if mom returns, if my honey returns, I will have the same peace and the pleasure. No. Experience of imagined fullness is sorrow. In the I want to fill up. Is there happiness in the world? Tell me any person, any event, any time which has the property of happiness. In New Jersey, one woman said, no, I love my honey. So I said, tell me only one thing. Do you have trust in your honey 100%? No. No, we Americans are very straightforward. So we say no. So can this no go with that you love honey? Why? Imagined fullness in my body and the mind due to attachment. So there is nothing in the world that has a property of peace and happiness. So it means I should start hating my honey. Did I say that? Our mind instantly concludes. That is another problem. So whatever our mind is a seeker now. That seeker says, let me express peace, happiness, humility, kindness in all my relationship. And then see the result. You are giving something. You continue giving, you will get 100 times return, much more return. One seed you grow, it becomes a tree. Million returns. Million of times return. So we are still discussing which is 3 in 1. So peace and happiness is not the properties of anything in the world. Nothing exists. Now we come to the last session that we take. Nothing exists like space. Nothing exists like shape, not space. The shape of the body. Body has a weight. Shape and the name actually do not exist. We use it for the matter of convenience. One matter, Girish. Other matter, Brandy. We start paying attention. Because of attachment, look at Brandy is beautiful. You are not so beautiful. Well, just an example. You see that? That mind must change. That creates an imagined fullness in the eye. So what we said, nothing exists like shape. Nothing exists like shape. This is a remote made up of a plastic. You remove the plastic, show me the remote. Remove the matter, carbs, protein, all the minerals. Show me where is the body of Lara. So our master says, a keen observer, a good seeker perceives that very shape in the name they exist for the sake of convenience, we should continue to use, but we should have that awareness that they do not exist. When they do not exist, insult, praise, appreciation, uh, they do not live in our mind. Are you getting it? Not very difficult. They don't live in our mind. They don't live in our mind. So now coming to the main principle, shape, modification of that shape, and the variation. They all belong to the material world. They do not belong to me. So I can drop the I instantly. That ego, which feels insulted, which get crushed, which is attached, which lives in sorrow and the suffering is gone. Let us take it. We say what I said, shape. Shape. Modification is there in this body? Yes. I was a small baby and now I have increased my shape. I have a gray beard. Once upon a time, I used to have black beard. So it had changed. So any shape has a modification. And then there are variation in gender, in species. Tiger has a body, the house has a body, remote has a body. Because of the shape, because of the name, because of the modification, because of the variation, mind enters into delusion. Did you understand that? Very interesting. Did you get it? I recognize Sam with the name and the form. So you also recognize. Go a little deeper, it is all matter. Does the Sam body has a special blood, which I don't have? It is the same blood, it is the same carb, it is the same matter, it is the same thing. Remember, always remember, shape, modification in that shape, and the variation. That is what the world is. When you take the shape, modification, and the variation as a real, you are already in delusion. You are bound to suffer. Ego is already there. By simply thinking, no, I don't have ego, it will not work. Unless you dig deep inside, you know it, you are very clear. Did you get it? I'm repeating again. Then we'll go for the practice. You look at, you are aware, yes, you are aware. Don't tell me I'm a seeker now. I'm aware. I'm not thinking anywhere. My mind is here on you. No, your mind has to be on you, not on me. It will not work. So you see that just become aware. Aware, where are you sitting? Look at the objects, people with you, their name and the shape. Have they undergone modification? Yes. Do you see the variation? Yes. In this body? Yes. They are all subjected to shape, modification, variation. They are constantly changing. This is the part of the material world. I am not anywhere in that. Then you have dropped the ego. You have dropped the wrong notion that I am the body. What is left? I am the being. You are not three in one. You are only one reality. We have to contemplate and reflect. You had a conflict with the honey, and you see, where is the conflict lies? In that shape and the name. So I have a relationship of conflict with that name and the shape. That's why you are suffering. Did you understand that? And he says you are crazy. Oh, yes, you are right. I'm crazy. And I've been living with you for so many years, so I'm crazy. So your mind says, oh, she's referring or he is referring to this body. Thank you very much. But I'm not nowhere there. You're right. Let us sit and see that how can I change myself? Then only you have these thoughts. No? You see that? The last thing, my Logitech camera, I talked to them for an hour. Everything perhaps working fine. So they are going to send me a new piece. Hope I will receive by Saturday. So name and the shape and the variation. Camera. Look at it. Can I maintain that awareness? You are free. Then there is no surrender suffering. Then this mind does not cause a big face. Do you still remember the session? We are not worthy of suffering, sadness, because we are human being, not human. Let us start our practice. Close your eyes. The body is steady and